This is TK Chapin, and I want to continue the talk about relationships. Yesterday we were talking about why, and we talked a little bit about what it looks like in the body of Christ. And today I want to continue that talk and talk more about the design of who we are and how God designed us and how that benefits us and why it benefits us. So there was a study done by a Dr. Bruce Alexander on rats. His study was a fascinating study to research and look at and piece together. Basically, it came down to this. They took rats and they put them in cages by themselves, and they would have like heroin, I can't think of the other drugs, but anyways, it'd be laced in the water. And when the rats were in the cage alone, the rat would go back again and again for that laced water, and eventually it'd kill himself. And what Mr. Alexander did was he took rats and put them in like a rat park, playland area. There's a bunch of activities. And most importantly, I think, is there was other rats there. So they had community, and they also put in the water that was laced with the drugs. And what they saw was fascinating. It was the fact that the rats, they didn't care about the drugs. They didn't keep going back. They did try them, but they want to go back and back. And what I want to extrapolate from that or talk about is the fact that we need community. And just like in that rat study, just showing that the rats that were alone versus the ones who were part of a community, you saw a difference in how that worked and their relationships. And it reminds me of the verse. It's Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. And basically, we need relationships and people in our lives that have a different perspective and can help us as we go through life. And it reminds me of a story that I have for you. Basically, there's a few different men in my life that I rely on. And a number of months ago, I went to him and I was like, hey, I need you to tell me if you see me doing anything unbiblical. And just call me out, please. And so one of the people that I asked to do this was my father. And I think it was a couple days after I asked him to do that, I ended up getting a job interview. As you know, I'm an author. If you don't, I'm an author. And anyways, I got a job interview for IT, which is something I used to do for a number of years before I went into writing. And I had this IT interview job, and I was like, yeah, I'm excited about this, Dad, because we have a lot of bills and we have a lot of things going on, and the extra income would be great. And he goes, hey, remember that thing where you want me to tell you it doesn't make any sense? He was like, this is one of them. This is one of them, because for the last 5 years, Ben, you've been living and relying on God every single month through your authorship and your book writing. And now you're getting a job interview for a stable income, which I'm sure it'd be nice to have stable income, but it doesn't look like you're fully trusting in God. And I could be wrong, maybe you're praying about it, but it doesn't look right. And I ended up not going through with the interview, and I just stopped in my tracks after I started praying and thinking about it. I realized that I hadn't even sought after God's will in that matter. And you see, just like Proverbs tells us, iron sharpens iron and another man sharpens another, we need other people's perspectives, because we need relationships in our life, and people that we can count on, and people that we can trust, and to help us, not only to tell us when we're doing something wrong, but to encourage us. And anyways, this is, I believe, how relationships were designed to be. It's not about acquaintances. It's like, yeah, I know Jim Bob, we just go to church, or we're friends or whatever, and that's it. He does him and I do me. You do you is not biblical, and it's not biblical relationships the way God designed it, I believe. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, and have a great day.